Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Everything's coming up roses. Everything's going my way. And this is one thing that's going to go my way right now, whether she likes it or not. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peggy.
I love that note.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Peggy had a birthday. Peggy had a birthday. Nanny, nanny, nanny. Peggy had a birthday.
It comes around fast. You know that? The numbers are getting really big.
They well, I understand.
I'm wondering if I can ever count that far again.
I'm not that far behind.
Oh yeah, you are. You got miles to go.
Miles to go. I hope I get them.
You'll get them.
Well, I hope you had a good birthday. Did you?
Well, it's not over yet.
It's not over yet?
No, I'm alive. I feel okay.
Is today your birthday?
Today's, I think, is this the 20th?
I think this is, yeah.
If it's the 20th,
is this
my
the 20th?
Birthday. I think so.
Think so. Peggy's birthday's today.
I am very blessed. You know, I really never thought I'd live this long. I don't
Sure
think any
you
of us
did.
do. No,
You're
I don't
a
think
force.
we do. But
you're a force of nature. You're one of those things that only gets created every now and then.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if that's good or not.
It is. It's wonderful for us.
I've been blessed, I think, to live near a small town that has a lot of people that want to promote the town and grow, but not grow too big.
And I'm going to ask you a question. This is Valentine's Day was just here. We have Easter coming up. And Ralph Burton, your love, your husband for years and years, did Ralph ever just get under your skin a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
I know you loved him. I know you loved him dearly, and he loved you. And y'all had a wonderful marriage and a wonderful relationship, but it couldn't have been perfect all the time.
Oh, no, nothing's perfect all the time. The best thing about our marriage was that we were both individuals that didn't demand the other one be something they weren't.
Yeah,
you know,
isn't that
two
wonderful?
Different people.
Yeah, Fran and I are that way.
And I could not have been married to anyone that would have treated
Boss
me.
you around.
I couldn't have, no.
No.
Because I had my own agenda, and he
Well,
pretty
this
much
is-
had his.
This is the reason I asked that. This is a song that I wrote years ago, and it was funny. There was a girl out of Chattanooga who was working banquets.
Yeah.
As you know, and John Rickman and us two and him used to do that. They'd go to Opryland, and there'd be the doctor's banquet, and they'd be the entertainment
And
for
they
a
were
Friday night or
wonderful, yeah.
something. Well,
What
this
fun
girl
they
would do
were.
that. Well, this was at a drug company.
Oh,
Was having this big banquet, like aspirin or a legitimate drug company, not drugs. And this girl sang this song of mine.
Oh, good.
And these are the lyrics to it. And you'll appreciate this. People live with aches and pains. The trophies won in life, broken bones, a nagging back, a husband or a wife. And if I rank them 1 to 10, you know you'd have a slot, because when it comes to headaches, baby, you're the biggest pain I got. I've caught you in a lie or two, but I know you'd never cheat. Still, you get me the kind of sore I can't heal with deep heat. And if I took a box full of Tylenol number 2, it wouldn't even dull my pain when you're just being you. Well, there's Doan's pills for backache when you can't get out of bed. And Goody's powder is the best to heal your pounding head. But I can't call the doctor because he ain't got a shot to cure what ails me most, because you're the biggest pain I got.
God. That's
Cuts and bruises fade, but it seems heartaches never die. And memories of wounds long healed just won't take wing and fly. I know you really love me, honey, deep down in your heart. But when it comes to pissing me off, I guess you top the chart. Well, there's Doan's pills for backache when you can't get out of bed, and Goody's powder is the best to heal your pounding head. But I can't call the doctor because he ain't got a shot to cure what ails me most, because you're the biggest pain I got.
That is clever. That's very clever.
So we all, no matter how much we love those we love, do things from time to time that irritate each other, because that's being human.
Oh, yeah. I guess I was probably a challenge. I was sort of a, it's all about me.
No.
In the beginning, I think I was.
Not you.
No, not really, but.
Did Ralph ever go shopping with you?
He took me shopping. He didn't go if I wanted him to. Oh, yeah. He'd stay in the car and read a book or whatever.
Well,
He was easily, he easily entertained himself.
This is Ralph's response.
Oh, okay.
The last words a man wants to hear is, honey, go shopping with me. Stores after stores, outfits galore while the big game's on TV. You try on damn near every dress in the mall. How does this one look? Hell, in my book, you look best in nothing at all. I like your flowered summer dress and the gown with fur on top, but my favorite one is the one I hear when it hits the floor when it drops. I turn to see a gift for me slowly walking down the hall. Baby, you look best in nothing at all. I'm all dressed and ready. You're still putting on your face. It's not the first or last time. We're always running late. My dress is stuck. Come zip me up is a familiar call. I'd rather zip you down and fool around because you look best in nothing at all. The Daisy Dukes, the spike heel shoes, that see-through linen rocks, a tie-dyed tee down to your knees and polka dot flip-flops. But you drive me wild with that playful smile wearing nothing but your socks.
Oh, wow.
I like your Madras shorts and that cotton halter top, your skinny jeans filled with legs that just don't seem to stop. But that silver sequin evening dress is perfect when it falls, 'cause baby, I like you best in nothing at all.
Did you write that, John?
Huh?
Did you write that?
Of course I did. Do you think I'd steal somebody else's stuff?
No, I knew you wrote it. That sounded like you.
That sounded like
yeah,
me. Well, you know, because a lot of guys, the wife, they'll be out of town and they'll be going, taking a little vacation or something, and she's wanting to go shopping. And that's the last thing in the world he cares about.
Yeah,
he'd rather sit at one of those little cabanas with an umbrella in his drink.
There you go.
Come get me when you're finished.
Right. Leave me alone.
So, the things we do for love and the things we do for each other are what makes life beautiful.
I think so. A lot of people have done nice things for me, and a lot of people have said happy birthday, and I appreciate it. And, I'm happy enough.
Sure we are. I'm happy just because you're here.
I mean, we all have moments of deep grief, and
you never know.
And it's so important to understand that life goes on, and you don't need to drop out.
No, you can't. You can't do that. And I was glad to see Liz Kennedy at church the other day.
Liz is
after Jerry's passing, and
beautiful person, and like
strong.
Most of the women that I love and am around a lot are that way.
Yeah.
They get up and move on.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. You just got to get up and walk through it. Because if you sit down and think about it all the time, it destroys
Consume you. It'll consume
you. Yeah.
Hey, one thing we want to make sure that everybody understands before we go to the commercial break, this is early voting right now.
Oh, yeah.
We have elections. All of you folks out there need to realize, we've told you this, I'm going to tell you again, there is not but one name on the Democratic ballot, and that is Joe Biden. No other candidates are on the Democratic ballot for Coffee County. So when you go to the polling place, if you want to vote, which you deserve the right to vote for the candidates who are running, be they part of your party or not, because they're representing you.
Yeah, I have a question about that.
Put your little mark on the Republican side and vote.
Or whatever.
Vote.
One thing that I don't understand.
If you put Democrat and you go to the thing, because a lot of people are one party or the other. They won't change for anything, but this is in a county election.
Can you no longer just be an independent?
Well, you can, but in the primary, you have to pick one or the other.
Okay.
And this is a primary race, but it is also the only race because there's no candidates on the Democratic side for the general election.
Well, let's say it's a school board thing.
Yeah.
And why can't you just vote for who you think is the best and not necessarily? Can you go in there and...
In the primary, this is a primary state.
So you can do...
You have a primary where you elect, the parties elect who they want to run against each other in November in the general election. There are no Democratic candidates, so there will be no general election. There are only Republican candidates for those positions. So you have to vote as a Republican in the primary to be able to exercise your nationally God-given right to vote.
Okay.
Like it or not, you're going to have to hit Republican if you're a Democrat to vote, because that's where all the candidates are. There are no candidates on the Democratic side.
Okay. That's just all weird to me.
Well, there's no Democrats wanted to run.
It's just if I would...
But a lot of people think that because it's on the Republican side, they can't vote. Yes, they can. You get to vote for who represents you. You just have to mark Republican.
You mark Republican and you can vote for Joe Biden? Is that what?
No, this is a primary. No, Joe Biden's, that doesn't happen until November.
Well, I knew that. But so when you're talking about, I know that there's the school.
Yeah, school board. This is county.
Yeah.
These are county elections.
But in my heart, regardless of what's right and what's wrong, I don't understand why you can't just go and vote for who you think is going to make a great...
You can in the general election.
Okay.
That's when the two parties, and see, I don't think we need party politics in county government.
We certainly
We don't need to pay for an election for the parties to decide who they want to run against
totally
each
agree
other.
with that.
If they can't get in a room and figure it out, why should the citizens have to pay for it?
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, but that's not what we have. We have a party primary county.
How can we change that?
The people in charge have to vote it out. Not every county in the state of Tennessee has that.
I know.
There's 95 counties, and I believe there's 53 counties that have party primaries, and the rest of them don't.
I've just always had trouble understanding why you can't just go in there and vote for who you think ought to get it. I mean, I don't know what's the big deal.
It's because we have a two-party or three-party system.
So that means that you can't be an independent?
You can be an independent. But in the primary, you have to either vote one side or the other.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody understands that.
That's why we're trying to explain it again. Because a lot of people have gone and hit Democrat because they're Democratic.
Yeah.
They've never voted. You know, they're a Democrat, staunch Democrat. Right. And then when they go in there and want to vote for somebody for tax assessor or for school board, there's no candidates because there are no candidates. They're all on the Republican side.
Very interesting.
Well, it's a Republican state, and a lot of Democrats, what do they call them, rhinos?
Yeah.
Republican in name only, because they can't get elected as a Democrat because there's not enough Democrats to elect somebody.
Okay.
So they're all running on the Republican side. because it's a Republican state. It's a
Well,
Republican county.
I do hope everybody will vote.
Yes, please vote.
For the candidates that they think will do
Think of the
the
best.
best job. That's.
And we got to go because Julia's back there saying that's enough of your useless drivel. This is not useless drivel. This is important. We'll be back in a minute.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one!
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back and we are involved in Black History Month. And right now, we're going to bring you, to me, this young lady is incredible. We've had her on the stage at South Jackson before, but Ashley Brooks.
She's fabulous.
And this is at UTSI, and it's part of their Black History Month celebration. And I want you to listen to this young lady, how much talent and how much feeling and finesse she has as she plays the guitar and sings for you. Ashley Brooks.
News to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could bring you joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. it's gone too far. The force of evil plans could make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measure. If love and peace you treasure, then you'll hear me when I say, oh, that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, love's in need of love today. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Don't you hear me? That love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Haze going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Don't you hear me? That love's in need. Yeah. Don't you hear me? Love's in need. L-O-V, love's in need.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we pack. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Growing, growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash clogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate, Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Hello, we're back, and we're going to bring on some stuff here. You know, we were talking about food earlier, and do you like green ham? You know, usually when ham is green, that means it's rotten, but not in this case. Rosemary, what you got going on?
Well, I'm with the Coffee County Imagination Library of Coffee County. We are the organization that provides free books for children from birth to kindergarten. We have been doing this for, I guess, 12, 15 years.
Dolly started that, didn't she?
Dolly, yes, she did. She, you know, came from a background for poverty and very little education. Her father couldn't read, and she wanted to make sure children were exposed to books at an early age. So she created this organization, and she set up in later years a computer and mailing system to help us out so much. But she does not fund the Imagination Library. The state of Tennessee funds half of the purchase of the books every month. But the other half, we have to fundraise to provide for the children. We provide for roughly 3,000 children in Coffee County.
Wow.
And we only serve Coffee County. Now we have a...
Other counties have their own.
Right. Every county in Tennessee has an Imagination Library of their own. Yes, sir.
Who's this good-looking fella you brought with you? you playing tricks on me. I thought I was your man.
Well, you know, in this day and age, a woman can have more than one. and I like, you know...
You like them young, don't you? Why not?
Why not? These words will come back to haunt me. I
Yeah,
know.
they will.
But,
you know, hey.
I just meant
But they're good words. They're fun words. They're not hateful words.
No, they're words of love.
They're words of love. Love is the greatest of them all.
That's very poetic. Very poetic.
All right.
Would you like to introduce
yourself? So, my name is Thiago, and I'm also part of the board of Imagination Library Coffee County board member. And right now, like Kathy said, we have the opportunity as a community to help these through the fundraising. And again, we have just amazing community. And March 2nd, we have the Green Eggs and Ham Breakfast.
Yes.
Where anyone can show up from 8 to 10. The tickets only cost $10, but 4 years and old or younger and under, it is free.
Yeah.
We will have some people there reading books for the kids. Plus, the best part about it is the food. This is going to be hosted at Darren's restaurant. And I'm not sure if I've been there. I'm sure you have.
Oh, I eat there just about at least once, sometimes twice a week.
Oh, so you know that the food's going to be good. So
I know the food's good. They have a great breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's open to anyone. You can buy tickets with us. You can hit us up in the Facebook page saying you would like to buy some tickets. Or you can just show up at the door, and we're going to be there just waiting for you to enjoy the breakfast with us and have some fun and have some book reading. Put you to sleep as well?
No, we don't know. Now, where do you live?
So I live in Manchester.
Manchester, okay. You're a county boy, Manchester boy.
That's right, that's right.
So how did you get involved? What caused you to get involved with Imagination Library?
That's a very good question. I'm an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce of Manchester. And then a couple of years ago, we have this opportunity where we were talking with different non-profit organizations. And then I learned about Imagination Library, and Sarah, another person from our board, approached me and invited me to participate in this cause. And because I do have 2 kids that received those books, and I can see how much it changed the love for reading, and that's what I'm trying to do. Well, if this helped my kids, I'm sure that's going to help any other kid.
Oh, certainly.
So it's just a way to pay back what these books have done for our kids. That's why.
And you know, I read at East Lincoln School in 2nd grade, and we not only just us. The state of Tennessee and a lot of the states after COVID were not very proficient in their reading scores to the point that 3rd graders were not knowing whether they would get to go to the 4th grade or not, which is ridiculous to me that a 3rd grader should have to worry about whether they go to the 4th grade or not because of some federal test. After COVID, when they didn't go to school for a year? They were at home for about a year. So you can see, I can see as a person reading to them, and then we go into a room and we have word association, and we put words into sentences, and then we have a little book that we read. I can tell the ones who are involved in Imagination Library because they read at a different level than the ones who aren't.
And that's the entire goal. Instead of like just tackle the problem when it's happening, we were trying to help them develop their love for reading early, so that does not happen. My daughter, she's not in the kindergarten yet. She's going to start the next school semester, and for her birthday, we are giving her like just a trip to Utah to see her cousin and everything. And the way that we did with the way that we present the present was putting together, you go to Utah, and she's not even 5 yet, and she are able to read those words. And that because of the Imagination Library books. That's a huge part of it, because she gets excited to receive those books monthly through the mail. She gets excited to see the mail. Is my book here? Is my book not? And that creates the excitement and love for reading. So that's exactly what the program is trying to achieve. Help kids to develop this love for reading. And it's working.
Good. Because y'all are working.
Oh, you're kind. You're very kind.
This one right here is always working on good deeds.
She is.
Always.
So thank you so much. Thank you. But you know, these books are not just random books. These books are picked by experts in childhood development, and they know that at this level, this child needs to be learning colors. This child at this level needs to be learning shapes. This child needs to be getting ready for kindergarten. And these basic skills, by sending these books, they're exposed to these things that they are really ready to learn at the age they receive them. It's not a random hodgepodge of this, that, and the other. It's very scheduled and planned for child development.
I mean, there's more or less a curriculum that goes along with it.
But it's a pleasant curriculum.
Sure, sure.
Wonderful books.
All right, let's we're at Dameron's.
Okay.
Saturday, the 2nd of March.
Between
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Tickets are $10, and 4 and under eat free. We're going to have some special readers to read, and the Cat in the Hat might show up.
You know, I noticed a red hat, a red striped hat down there, red and white striped hat. There's usually something goes along with that.
Yes, yes. He's going to try to make it, and we'll cross our fingers and our toes.
Fingers crossed. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And young man, it's very nice to meet you.
Excellent.
And thank you for investing your time in good stuff in our county. And I don't know how long have you lived in Coffee County?
7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah. He's jumping right in, both feet.
And jumped in, and thank you for making yourself available to do good things.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to do, is just give back.
Yeah, give back. We all have to give back.
Absolutely. But
Okay?
it's a joy.
It's a joy, and
It's
it's
a joy.
always a joy with you.
A joy.
Always.
Thank
We'll be
you.
back after these messages.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get ready to make a splash for a cause. The Duck River Watershed Society invites you to its 3rd annual Spring Cleanup event on Saturday, March 2nd from noon until 3 at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp area in Manchester, Tennessee. Be part of the movement for sustainability, health, and education for the Duck River, America's most diverse waterway, home to over 650 aquatic species and water supply for more than 300,000 people. Mark your calendars and register to meet us at River Forge Road on March 2nd. Let's clean up, team up, and make a splash together.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable.
And help is available.
Anytime.
Day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am the face of recovery in Tennessee.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch and John. We're here today for the conversations of John and Pat, segment 92.
We've gone 92. From 1 to 92. Pat.
One at a time.
One at a time.
We went through a period where we were going back in the archives, and we missed a couple of tapings, but we're back today. Nobody's going to be happier about that than my mother. She's been checking on me.
She's been saying, "Where are y'all?"
And
Mama, they've played these. They're replayed a few of them. I know, and I want to see new ones.
That's right. They're looking for new, and
y'all can do better. What she meant, y'all can do better.
Yeah. Wait till you see today. What do we got, John?
We're going to do a segment from the Ralph Emery Show when Jimmy, Phil, and myself, us two and him, played on the Ralph Emery Show. We were semi-regulars from 80 to 91. And this song, we're going to talk about tomatoes today. In Chapel Hill, Tennessee, I can tell you that tomatoes is almost like an art form, you know, because those people over there, once the tomatoes are on the vine, they're ripe, they'll pass them out to neighbors, they trade plants out.
And in Chapel Hill, it had been a big deal about who had the biggest one.
Yeah.
You know.
And so anyway, we're going to see that segment.
John, I want to point out
hold
before
on
we get started. Well, I'm scratching my head again. Let me stop. I've lost myself. You gonna be able to point me out, Philip?
Yeah. Let's keep going there, Pat.
All right.
You know that boy.
Make sure you edit.
You got all Alzheimer's disease.
We'll notice if I can ever get it out, that this tape, I've cheated a little bit. I've seen the little excerpts of it, and I'm going to tell you that John and Jimmy and Phil probably were a little lighter then, but this is not to say that their BMI, the body mass index, is too inappropriate for their age now.
Only when we do these segments do I think, I have eaten too much here lately, and I should have scaled back where I could look a little smaller on the camera. And I'm sorry for this today, folks, but I have enjoyed my food here lately.
The plaid would be all right, John. It's the stripes that make you look a little bit.
Let's play Ralph Emery introducing us to him.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me distinguished pleasure, esteemed pleasure, or something like that.
Something like that.
All those wonderful words to bring us to and him.
Well, thank you, Ralph. Thank you. Here's a little song about homegrown tomatoes. There ain't nothing in the world that I like better than bacon, and lettuce, and homegrown tomatoes. Out in the morning, early in the garden, get your ripen, don't get a hard un. Plant them in the spring, eat them in the summer. All winter you without them, but in Cuba they're abundant. I forget all about the sweating and digging every time I go out and get me a big gun. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll I be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. You can eat a homegrown tomato, that's sure, but there's nothing a homegrown tomato won't cure. You can eat it in a salad, eat it in a stew. You can even make your very own tomato juice. You can eat it with eggs, eat it with gravy, eat it with beans, that's pinto or navy. Put it on the side, put it in the middle, put a homegrown tomato on the hot cake griddle. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll I be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. If I ever change this life I lead, I'll be a Johnny Tomato Seed, 'cause that's what this country needs. It's homegrown tomatoes, never backyard you see. When I die, don't you bury me in a box in a cemetery. Out in the garden would be much better, and I could be pushing up homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll I be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll I be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes.
You guys are suddenly surrounded by them, so watch where you step.
They said we could. They said we could do this since Earl Cullum wasn't on the show. Ralph, we brought all these homegrown tomatoes, and anybody here can get them. They're out of Jimmy's garden. They're not too big. Jimmy's next door neighbor has a lot bigger ones, but Jimmy's gardening on his septic tank line, and they didn't grow near as big.
Good. That'll be enough of us two and him.
Those tomatoes rolling was unbelievable.
Oh, man, that was something.
It's better than me than having them thrown at you, I'll say that.
It was springtime because those tomatoes weren't hardly to the side. They weren't red at all. But tomatoes. Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable?
I think technically it's supposed to be a fruit. But I know there's been plenty of discussion about that, and there's probably millions been made and lost on talk shows, or games, Jeopardy, and so forth.
Well, this is a little story about tomatoes and how they're supposed to be seen as a fruit or a vegetable. A man named John Nix founded a fruit commission in New York City in 1839. One of the first companies to ship produce from Virginia, Florida, and Bermuda to New York. in 1883, President Chester A. Arthur signed the Tariff Act of 1883, requiring a tax to be paid on imported vegetables, but not fruit. The John Nix and Company filed suit against the Port Authority of New York to recover back duties paid under protest. They argued against the tariff by pointing out that botanically, a tomato is a fruit due to its seed-bearing structure. And, you know, an orange has seeds inside, so do grapes. So the thinking was that tomatoes had seed in them, thus tomatoes are fruit and shouldn't be taxed. Somebody else brought up okra as in there, but I'm not into that argument. This is what was debated on the floor.
We're only worried about 1883 in this discussion.
This debated issue went all the way to the Supreme Court in a case Nix versus Hedden. The court unanimously decided in favor of the Port Authority and found that the tomato should be classified under the customs regulation as a vegetable based on the ways in which it's used. Judgment for the respondent, the Port Authority. Botanically speaking, a tomato is a fruit, but was deemed by the Supreme Court as a vegetable for the purpose of custom regulations.
Wow.
And in summary, Pat, I'd like to say that, let me leave you with this famous quote.
I'm going to soak it up.
Wisdom is being smart enough to know that a tomato is a fruit, but wise enough not to put it in a fruit salad.
That's excellent. I may write that down.
Let me say it again. Wisdom is being smart enough to know that a tomato is a fruit, but wise enough not to put it in a fruit salad.
That would make
another old saying of significance. By the time a man is wise enough to watch his step, he's too old to go anywhere. And Pat,
John, we need to. Did y'all just exchange tomatoes and eat them in as sandwiches and so forth, or did you ever fry them? And wasn't that a big deal too?
Well, green tomatoes were the kind you fried, but I truthfully saying, I don't remember eating any when I was young, but a lot of people did that. We wait,
That's pretty much considered.
We didn't have much of a garden.
Southern delicacy, though.
My father worked in the city. You know, he worked in Lewisburg, and we farmed, but we didn't have time for gardens. We raised a tobacco patch and things like that.
And you milked plenty of cows.
Milked cows, but you know, we'd have neighbors, or my mother would somehow have tomatoes brought in the house, and one that is ripe, very ripe. You know, you go to the store and you'll see one that has a vine on it, and it looks like it's supposed to be beautiful, but you get into it and it's not a homegrown tomato.
No, there's no fruit or vegetable that there's such a disparate difference between in season and out, I think, as a tomato.
That's right.
I have to have something with a tomato.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwiches.
Oh, just in season, there's nothing better.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to leave you with
the correct amount of mayonnaise with it.
You're one that watches your health.
Try to.
And as my old daddy said, Ike Rickman, if it tastes good, spit it out, Pat.
In most cases, that is true. Yeah.
All right.
John, that was a great segment on tomatoes.
My brother, by the way, has had some medical issues lately, something similar to Guillain-Barré syndrome. So he has had some, he can't walk very well at this point and use his hands very well. So hopefully he'll be able to play music someday and enjoy himself again.
We're hoping and praying that he's soon back where he was, singing about fried green tomatoes, and we don't want him to push up tomatoes too quick.
No, not at all.
John, that wraps up segment 92. We hope it's not the last segment. We hope that management will encourage us to come back and support us in our endeavors to tell more stories in segment 93.
Some of them be truthful.
Some be truthful. Thank y'all.
Talking history about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat, with John and Pat.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I have the honor of having Miss Hope Nunley with us today from the Chamber, and we're talking about Taste of Tullahoma.
Yes.
That's coming up so soon.
Yes, and thank you for having me. It's always such a treat to get to come and spread all the great news about all the wonderful things happening in Tullahoma.
It's amazing to me, a town this small, there's something great going on all the time.
Yes.
And the Chamber's a lot of that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. We really do appreciate that. That means a lot. And we're just honored to continue to serve the community and to do all the wonderful things.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. So, and we love it. We know you have to love it. So
I know I love to see your faces because you're always smiling, you're always exuberant about what you do, and that's great. But Taste of Tullahoma is coming up.
Yes.
In March.
Yes, Monday, March 25th. So please mark your calendars and come join us. We're still in the planning stages, and so not a whole lot of announcements to share. But you know, in years past, there's about an equal amount of food vendors, beverage vendors, and businesses. And so whenever you join us at the event, you will receive a passport, and you go around and have all the booths stamp your passport, and then at the end, once you've visited all the booths, you can turn that in to a prize. And so, and children 12 and under get in for free, so it is a family-friendly event, and we really encourage people to bring their families out.
Do you want to talk about the price? What is it? What is a ticket?
So it's $15 per ticket, and then, like I said, children 12 and under get in for free. And we also do active military for free entry. And so
that's very nice of you.
Yes, absolutely. And so the event is hosted at the Tennessee National Guard Armory that is on Highway 55.
And that's a nice place.
It's a beautiful facility, and we're so glad that
and thank goodness we have it.
Yes.
You haven't always had it there, have you? Have you been doing it for several years there?
We tried a few different. We've tried a few different setups. So it was there, and then we moved it to Lincoln Street and trying to do like more of an outdoor kind of farm to table feel. But we really do feel like the event works well at the Armory because there's the inside outside aspect. There's also bounce house for the kids and lots of treats, lots of goodies, and so it's a really fun event.
So if you want to buy a ticket ahead of time,
well, the tickets are at the door. You can just purchase
they are
the tickets
at the door.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to have a reservation.
Nope.
Food's going to be there regardless.
That's right. That's right. We do have some larger corporations and some companies, and maybe they want to bring an entire team with them, and so they'll reach out to us, and we can make arrangements for anybody that wants to do anything like that.
That's really good.
But just really encourage people to come out and join us for the event. You know, hopefully, in years past, we've had some great weather, and we always are hoping to have great weather.
That makes a big difference.
It does.
But in the Armory, you've still got plenty of room, I think.
And there's always a plan. There's always a nice day plan and a rainy day plan. And so, but yeah, we just want to.
And if somebody wants to sign up to bring food and to
be a vendor?
Be a vendor. They just call or go on the website.
Yes. You can call our office. You can visit our website, tullahoma.org, and the registration form is on our website.
And does it cost them anything to do that?
There is a fee, yes.
Yeah, for them to come and be represented.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to tell what that fee is?
We do member pricing and non-member pricing, and so there is opportunity for everyone. We are very mindful that the food and beverage businesses have some cost on their end, and so there is a discounted price for them. But it's a great way to network and showcase your business.
Sure. So they come and they set up all around, like in the place where you're having it.
Correct, at the Armory.
At the Armory. They set their stuff up, and they'll have a sign, and that people get to, maybe you're not known very well, so people get to know you and what fabulous food you have.
Oh, absolutely. We've heard so many stories, so many testimonials of businesses that have joined us for Taste of Tullahoma, and then they have people follow up with them and come back. I'm going to go ahead and name City Sandwich Company. They're located in downtown Tullahoma.
And they're new, and we're so proud to have them.
Yes, they were new, and they joined us for Taste of Tullahoma, and then shared that they had people coming in to see them following the event. And so we love to hear stories like that. We love to hear success stories and testimonials and things that have worked for small businesses.
It's a chance to promote all the businesses in the community that deal with food.
Yes, and we really encourage and invite anyone that's interested to join us because it is a lot of fun. I do have to thank our sponsors. Coffee County Bank is our title sponsor, and so we want to really thank them. And they do such a great job. They bring their team and they set up at the entrance and they greet everyone, and so they do help with that. And then Master of Ceremonies helps, and they are also a sponsor because they help with all the pipe and drape, the tables and chairs, the setup, of course, the bounce house. In years past, they brought a popcorn machine, really showing some of the things that they have.
And where is the bounce house? Will that be outside?
It will be outside, so we're going to continue to keep our fingers crossed for that nice weather.
That ought to entice a lot of children to come.
Oh, yes, it's a lot of fun.
There's a few adults that love to do that.
Oh, I mean, I'm usually the biggest kid wherever we are. You know, I love to have a good time too. And so, but like I said, we're very, very excited and just want to encourage you to come join us. Anybody that wants to come out and join us. And but we do have Taste of Tullahoma coming up on Monday, March 25th, but I would like to back up just a second and talk about our annual membership celebration that we had on Friday, February 2nd, and that event was sponsored by Vanderbilt, Tullahoma Heart and Hospital, and First Bank, so huge thank you to those sponsors. But this is an opportunity where we bring the members together and we get to honor and celebrate Business of the Year, Small Business of the Year, Citizen of the Year. You and I were chatting before the cameras turned on, and we're talking about our Citizen of the Year, Greg Gressel, and how exciting it was to honor him.
I mean, we're so proud of him being a part of this community, and I think he was truly surprised.
Oh, it was so fun watching the reactions settle in as people would start. It would start to resonate that, oh my goodness, they're talking about me. And then, of course, the Tullahoma City School System was awarded our Business of the Year, and Emil's was our Small Business of the Year. So many deserving recipients.
And I'll hand it to the newspaper for the great article they put in the newspaper with all the pictures.
We were, so grateful for all the coverage. Absolutely.
That was
and
wonderful.
Them joining us and partnering with us on that event. And so, but you know, if you missed the event and you'd like to catch up, you can view all the photos on our Facebook page, Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce on Facebook, and Tullahoma TN Chamber on Instagram.
And let's give them the date again.
Yes, for Taste of Tullahoma?
Yes, for the Taste of Tullahoma.
It's Monday, March 25th, 4 to 7 p.m. Please join us.
Because we don't want you to forget. And the good thing about it, if you haven't bought a ticket, which you don't have to, you can just show up at the door.
That's right.
Pay your ticket, and if you have 9 kids, where are you going to get a meal at that price?
That is very true.
That's a good deal.
That is very true. Yes, please bring your
You are an amazing individual.
Oh, thank you. We have a great team.
Thank you for being our community. We'll be back with more.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Get ready to make a splash for a cause. The Duck River Watershed Society invites you to its 3rd annual spring cleanup event on Saturday, March 2nd from noon until 3 at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp area in Manchester, Tennessee. Be part of the movement for sustainability, health, and education for the Duck River, America's most diverse waterway, home to over 650 aquatic species and water supply for more than 300,000 people. Mark your calendars and register to meet us at River Forge Road on March 2nd. Let's clean up, team up, and make a splash together. So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and it's time of the day on the Living Show to have the Jackie Duncan review. He's going to tap dance, sing some songs, and
where is he? Where is this son of a gun?
Well, he's a musician. He's a singer. He's been in choirs. He's done all this stuff, and there was a time back in the day that he could strut a tail feather too. Yeah, I remember.
I'm going to show you something right quick.
Fran and her friend Ronnie went to see Tina Turner Sunday. The Tina Turner review up at T-Pack.
I was going to say, if it's all Tina Turner.
They said it was just absolutely wonderful.
Was it a tribute show?
3 hours.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, tribute to Tina.
And that was where in Nashville?
T-Pack.
T-Pack, okay. I used to go to T-Pack every now and then. Haven't been there in a long time.
Well, go.
Yeah,
you missed it.
That was back in the day. That's when I was.
Look at there.
That's when I was on that.
Hey.
Oh, I didn't mean to show it.
Look at Jackson Duncan right there. You know why he cut the top of the head off? He had a afro about that tall. That's why.
Wasn't quite that tall anyway. I had little picture stuck in there. Oh boy.
I remember.
Yeah.
I used to be the one. He'd come in Clyde Phillips. I'm the one that suit him up, put those good-looking threads on him where those women would just go crazy.
That's right. That's right.
I like that shirt now.
Thank you.
I'd wrestle for that.
Well, hey, I could give you the shirt off my back. What the heck? Shoot.
I'd say okay, but I don't know if I'd want to see what's underneath
there. No, you need to. You're right. I agree. Oh, boy.
What you got?
Oh, this is Black History Month, and of course it's about to wind up here, and there's so many things to highlight. One of the things I wanted to highlight was Eugenia Mobley McGinnis. Her maiden name was Mobley, and she was married to McGinnis. And anyway, she was a fine lady. I had the privilege of knowing her, the honor of knowing her, should I say. And I want to read something about her. It said Eugenia Mobley McGinnis, age 89. This was from her funeral obituary reading. Actually, she had I'll list the degrees, and I kind of get lost in these degrees. DDS, MPH. I thought that was miles per hour at one time, but MPH, FACD, FCD, FAPHA, FRSH. Now, you tell me what all those mean.
I don't know.
These were all degrees. So Dr. Mobley was professor of restorative dentistry, School of Dentistry, and loyal alumna of Meharry Medical College. She has been recognized for her excellence in dentistry and contributions made in the School of Dentistry. She was the first woman to earn a Master's of Public Health degree from the University of Michigan in 1948, the first female dean at Meharry College, Medical College, and the first woman to become vice president at Meharry Medical College. She had a rewarding career, opening a private dental practice while maintaining her teaching position at Meharry. She received numerous honors and awards for her achievements. Some of her affiliations include the National Institute of Health, International Association for Dental Research, American Association of Women Dental Society, American Dental Association, and the Council of Community Agencies, to name a few. And she was a member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Lynx, and St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church. And this lady, I had the honor of knowing her. And actually, she was a family member, and she married my cousin, Dr. Charles McGinnis. He practiced medicine at Meharry as well, but she had so many accomplishments. She was first in many things in her field, and she was the first to run the dentistry school, at Meharry, and so she was just a blessing part of my life. This was such a cool lady. She just easygoing as it comes. And her mother, I can understand why she was so easygoing. Her mother was easygoing. I knew her mother as well. And I had the honor of knowing these people at such an early age, and they inspired me in my life. Not only them, but I think that's one thing that we're lacking a lot of times in life is for children to see someone that looks like them doing something well, and to give them that lift up to want to do better. You know, and I see people every day that I think exposure means a lot, to get exposed to people like this. And we used to go and visit her in Nashville, and I remember just as a little toddler, when I was 4, 5, 6 years old, we used to go to Sparta, and my grandmother had family there, and ties. My grandfather did as well. Florence Duncan and Henry Sweet Duncan. They called him Sweet. And he was such a good man. I think that was the reason he got that nickname, Sweet. But anyway, we would go to...
Didn't have anything to do with his barbecue sauce.
No, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything like that. He retired from railroad, and but he was a good man. And here in Tullahoma, most of all my life, I've been here and been with him. I'd run with him. I'd come to Clyde Phillips with him. He brought me to Clyde Phillips. I saw a pair of pants out in the window at Clyde Phillips years ago. I was 13 years old. And I saw that pair of pants in there, and I wanted them so bad. They had buckles and snaps and everything else on them. They were sharp, iridescent material. Oh, God, that was something happening back then, you know, when I was that young age. And so anyway, went in there and told Mr. Phillips, said, Mr. Phillips, come on in, come on in. And Mr. Phillips always called me Johnny. He didn't know my name was Jackie, but he always, Johnny. And he was such a good man. And so Jimmy was in there, and then you were in there, and he would call. My grandfather asked him, he told him, said, my grandson saw a pair of pants out in the window that he likes, and said, now, if you'll set him up, this is before credit cards ever happened in life. And my grandfather said, if you'll set him up with a charge account, that's what they were calling them then, a charge account, and no credit cards back then. And so he said he'll come in and pay you every week. Said he got a little job cutting grass. Now, I had a job over here on West Side Drive. I'd ride my bicycle over there, and I'd cut the grass. And lady, she was, I forget her, I think of her name once I stopped, Kruger, I think. And God, that was been 60 years ago, over 60 years ago. And it sure was. And so I'd go over there and I'd cut the grass and I'd get my little $2, I think, what I got paid. She furnished the lawnmower and the gas and everything. And I'd come back and I'd pay Clyde Phillips up there, you know. I'd pay him on that. And so anyway,
pay your little bill.
I paid my little bill, and I've had a charge account there all my life until they closed, you know.
Right.
So that's a blessing, you know. You got to prove yourself at some point in time, and people will think that, you know, hey, I can work with this guy, you know, or whatever. So it's been a blessing. We're about out of time, and I just wanted to highlight Dr. Eugenia Mobley McGinnis, and she was such a good lady, and we visited her and had great times in Nashville with her. So
yeah,
but we'd go to Sparta and see her in-laws, Annie McGinnis and Jim Henry McGinnis. They were such sweet people. They inspired their kids to go to college. One became a doctor and one became a...
You had some great mentors in your life.
Yeah.
One became a doctor.
Are we supposed to close right now?
Oh, no.
Okay, one thing.
Okay.
Tony Dungy.
Yes.
Wrote a book that I buy and give to young men called Uncommon.
Oh, that's great.
Don't run with the herd. Be uncommon.
Amen.
Be above the herd.
Amen.
And pick your own way. Don't be led.
That's all.
Pick your own way. Be uncommon.
That's all
and you are an
mantra.
uncommon man.
That was my mantra back then.
Right. That's right.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and we got a couple minutes here, a little bit less than a minute and a half. We're going to close today with some more of our Sports Council Hall of Famers. Peggy, have you thought about the next big thing for Peggy Burton?
The next big thing for me?
Uh-huh.
No, I haven't given it a lot of thought. I do stay busy, though.
Continue. You still teach.
I try to, for a long time, I've tried not to put myself in a position to have to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've tried to step back and let other people do things that I did.
Peggy stuff.
And I'm lucky that there are some people that step up and do a lot.
That's right. Yeah. But you're the firebrand that one of the firebrands that burned brightest, and I just want to thank you for being who you are and what you've done and what you've given.
Thank you.
To our town, our young people, our old people. I guess one of the most important things that I can say is your friendship.
That means a lot to me.
Your friendship.
Thank you.
With me, you're so important to me, as you are so many people. And we're just proud you're with us here, baby.
Thank you.
And keep it rocking and rolling. And hey, guess what we'll do? We're going to take you to the Sports Council, to a bunch of superstars. Peggy and I are going to go out and do something fun. You do the same thing. We'll see you next week.
Richard Smith, Ron Hill, Chris Ewing, the late Benz Jordan, Mike Lawson, Hale White, and Ken Keller. These guys have been my partners over the years, my analysts, and they each brought a unique perspective to the broadcasts. You thought you were listening to me. You were really listening to them. I was just kind of in the middle. I mean, think about it. For 20 years, I've had Benz Jordan and Ken Keller, okay? Talk about characters, right? All I got to do is play the straight man. They take care of the rest. You know, though radio stations came and went here in Tullahoma, somehow I always found my way to the next opportunity. So I want to thank every person who ever hired me to do sports, every station that hired me. And I want to thank all of those who sponsored the broadcast over the years. I wouldn't have had the opportunity without it. And some of you are here in this room tonight who have been with me like almost the whole time. Finally, I want to thank LightTube. Shout out. Live TV tonight. I want to thank LightTube for staying with me and Ken during that state championship year. Had it not been for the tenacity of Brian Skelton, Ken and I would not have been able to broadcast that state championship game. It's working with Brian, Chris, and Randy. It's a pleasure. It's fun. They've been great to me. They treat me great, and I appreciate it. You know, calling that state championship game, as Lane mentioned, was the pinnacle of my broadcasting career. I thought it would never be topped. On that press box roof, yes, we were up on the roof. The highest point in Finley Stadium is where we were. Up on that roof on that unseasonably warm Saturday morning, much like today, right? Today reminded me a lot of that Saturday morning. Up on the roof in Chattanooga, overtime, undefeated season, best team in the history of Tullahoma High School football. I thought it'll never get better than this until tonight. Thank you.
Our first honoree is Miss Brindley Duncan. Let's recognize her. I'm pleased the Tullahoma Sports Council likes to recognize the achievements and accomplishments of the young people of Tullahoma and honor and recognize those who have excelled. Miss Duncan, as an 8th grader last year at East Middle School, captured 2 state titles, including breaking her own state record in the 800-meter run. As a 7th grader at 13 years of age, she won the Tennessee Middle School Athletic Association race with a run of 2 minutes, 26.67 seconds in the 800-meter run. This past year, she beat that record on her way to winning the race in 2 minutes, 24.31 seconds. Before setting the state mark in the 800-meter run that day, Miss Duncan had already become a state champion in the 1,600-meter run. Remarkable. She won with a record time of 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Miss Duncan is a THS freshman and participates in track, cross country, soccer, and basketball. A point of personal privilege. Back when I was mayor, I would sometimes be asked to participate in 5K fundraisers. I learned later they only invited me because they needed someone dependable to come in last. 7 years ago, I was in a 5K race at Robert E. Lee Elementary School. Brindley was there. She would have been 8 or 9 years old. I remember thinking before the race that I would pace Brindley for the first half mile or so, and if she couldn't keep up, I would slow down not to embarrass her. About a quarter of a mile in, a little flash went by me. I remember thinking, what was that? Well, at the end of the 5K, when I arrived, Brindley had already finished her Gatorade and a banana. Ladies and gentlemen, our first honoree, Miss Brindley Duncan.
I'd just like to say that I am very honored to be here today to get this award, and I would like to thank my coach that helped me throughout the year, Coach Clemens, and my very special friend that I ran and she paced me and she pushed me, Lily Story. Also, I'd like to thank my parents who dealt with the before race and the before state because I was very nervous, and they also helped push me and gave me the hydration and the food that I needed before every race. I'd also like to thank God for giving me the ability to do what I do today, because I would not be able to do it without his gift that he's given me, and I am very grateful for it. I thank you all for letting me be here today and receive this gift.
Next recipient is Mr. Edward Johnson. Mr. Johnson is able to be with us tonight. He asked that I pass on congratulations to Mr. Winters, Mr. Campbell, and Mr. Work, his teammates on the 1991 state champion men's 400-meter relay team. He said they were all great teammates and he enjoyed working with them. He's especially appreciative to Coach Winningham, one of last year's inductees. Mr. Johnson said, Coach Winningham really put the work ethic on us. He was a great coach. When Mr. Johnson won the state championship in the 100-meter run, he was just a sophomore, 16 years old. He came in second place in the state both his junior and senior years in the 100 and 200 meter runs. In his junior year, during the second track meet of the season, he ran the 100 meters in 10.43 seconds and was ranked fastest high school student in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce Edward Johnson as a member of the Telemus Sports Hall of Fame.